as agency representatives, they're able to help us with resources in attacking the fire and taking care of this incident. The partners that we have on scene, I'll just quickly run that down, is Carlsbad Fire, Vista Fire, California Office of Emergency Services, CalFire, San Diego Hazmat, Coast Guard, SDG&E, which is the large helicopter you see, San Diego Lifeguards, Camp Pendleton, and there's probably many more that I'm missing, and we want to thank them all. So in my initial report, I give information that we felt like we had stopped forward progress of the fire. I can confirm that we have, at this point, stopped forward progress of the fire. What we call the hammerhead, which is the large bulb out at the end of the pier and includes the restaurant and a small kiosk, which is a food provider called the Brine Box. Those are the structures at the end, are both damaged by fire. The hammerhead itself had fire both on the deck and below the deck. What we have found, and this is through the assistance of Cal OES's Intel 24 platform, which is an infrared and camera platform flying high, is that we have no fire. Fire has been stopped 15 feet just past the hammerhead. This is really, really good news. And like I said, we think we have forward progress stopped right there. What that means is that the vast majority of the pier itself is in good, undamaged condition. The negative is that we do have debris and things are dropping where the fire was into the ocean below. We have a minimum of 8 chief officers on scene, 2 ladder trucks, 11 fire engines, 4 rescue ambulances, 2 Oceanside fireboats, Coast Guard cutter, Manson, which is a private company that does beach sand replenishment. They are assisting us. They have actual water capabilities. The boats are fighting the fire from underneath, which is a critical component of this incident because we had fire underneath the deck. 2 water dropping helicopters, County Copter 12 and SDG&E Copter 729. What I want to mention about SDG&E Copter 729 is that that's kind of been a game changer for us. They're able to dip in the ocean water, the other helicopter is not. So they're making not only immediate turnarounds on water dropping, but they also drop approximately up to 2,500 gallons of water per drop. That's a significant amount of water at any one time. The County Copter 12 does up to 1,000 gallons of water per one drop, but they have a longer turnaround. So Copter 729 has been a really big help for us on this incident. I can't thank enough the partners that have assisted. If you look around, it doesn't matter what patch they're wearing on their shoulder. Everybody's providing assistance as if we're one unified agency. And honestly, the success of this incident has been based on that partnership. I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that with all of these units and fire personnel on scene right now, we still have to provide service to the rest of the community. So units from across the county, mostly in North County, have all come into Oceanside's fire stations and nearby stations and are working out of our fire stations, providing support and still running those medical calls or fire calls that are happening in our communities and behind us. That's something that may not always be thought of in a large incident like this, that we still have to provide our regular service to the community. We do have some news from the congressional level. I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Esther Sanchez to talk about that for a moment.
Thank you. Again, we are so very thankful for all the agencies that have been able to respond. I mean, what I'm hearing is that they didn't even wait when the call came in. Everyone basically almost just came over here to help us. So it's really great. I have heard from Congressman Mike Levin, who has indicated that he is going to do everything possible to help us rebuild. That is something, this pier is so very important to the citizens of Oceanside. It is iconic. It is Oceanside. And so Congressman Levin has called and said that he will be doing everything possible. I also got a call from State Senator Catherine Blakespear. She's in the process of having all the San Diego delegation to sign off on a letter to get the governor to also help us with funds to rebuild this. This is very, very important. We need to do this as quickly as possible. The buildings will probably take a little longer, and there's probably more discussion on that, but we're just so grateful for all the help that we're getting. One thing that wasn't said was everyone has been accounted for, so everyone is safe that was in and around that area, including any workers that were on site. No injuries at this time, so we're blessed to be able to say that there are no injuries. Certainly waiting until the very, very end to make sure that none of our firefighters as well, our first responders, are also safe as well. Thank you.
Hey, Chief, is there anything that we need to worry about as far as environmental impact?
So we actually do have concerns about some of the environmental impact, and we have our partners in to help us out with that. We really don't know right now what that is. However, when you have a fire like this and then you've got man-made materials or the wood materials at the end of the pier, you have a potential for hazardous materials or other things, similar items that are going to either drop down in the ocean or come onto shore. The Coast Guard is the federal agency that handles any hazardous materials problems or incidents that are water related. We also have San Diego Hazmat response en route. They actually should be here by now, and they're going to handle any hazardous materials issues that we have on land. So we have our partners in place. County Health is also en route. At this point, we have no indications of any issues, but we're going to make sure that it's thought of and taken care of.
Isn't this the first time in the city's history that something like that happened?
Absolutely. It's the first time there's ever been a fire on the pier. The pier is 100 years old, right? And different versions have been here at this spot here, but any loss has been because of storms. This is the first time ever that that we've lost any part of the pier by fire.
Thank you.
Any other questions? So what I'll do is I'll let you know where we stand right now. Is we're going to continue dropping the water on the fire. We're going to continue to evaluate any more what we call overhaul issues. So we look for where the fire is hidden, and we want to make sure we take care of any hidden fire. It's a little difficult because of where it is underneath. The fire boats are doing the firefight from under the deck and from below, the helicopters from above, and a very, very large contingent of firefighters are doing rotational efforts as they go in. A count on that is we have an estimate of 144 fire personnel, 30 lifeguard personnel, 32 police officers that are helping control the incident for us. We have, in the fire world, we have medical setup and rehabilitation setup because they're going through a lot of air bottles to maintain their protection of their lungs and in amongst the smoke and the fire. So we have a lot of personnel rotating in and out. That's why we have so many people on the scene and why you see so many fire personnel in the response. Any other questions?